It's time. The last banner of the global version of Konosuba Fantastic Days has dropped, and with that we are getting two somewhat surprised units because it's not the 4th anniversary, which I kinda hoped for a bit, but more on that later. But it's instead Forbidden Kazuma and Maid Aqua. And what makes it really special is that they both have some unique things going on to them. And in today's video, I want to not talk about their kits only. I also want to talk about them in the upcoming arena, why you should maybe pull for them, try to build them and play in the arena, because why it could be fun. But I also want to give you a quick glimpse of what is currently going on with my channel, what I'm currently doing in the backlog, and you know, more information regarding upcoming videos about the offline version, stuff like that. More about documentation of the whole game, like recording the story and stuff like that. I will explain at the end of the video, so if you are curious for that, please stick till the end of the video. But for now, let's start with the banner guide. I'm Kazuma Gaming, let's get right into this. As usual, I want to start off here real quick and saying, if you want these two new units, it's still probably just the best to go with the Fantastic Recruit banner. You have a good chance to not get both units in 200 pulls. If you get unlucky, we have way higher chance to get some other units that you're missing from the Fantastic Recruit, and you can also just pull these units from the Fantastic Recruit, so it's the best to go with this banner. But of course, first and foremost, you should go with the Forbidden Infinite Summons, because there's a chance to get Forbidden Kazuma for free. I mean, everything is for free right now, right? But it's probably just smart to go with that. And if you then miss Aqua, it's more easy to go with the Fantastic Recruit. If you are here for a bit more gambling, I think going with the specific banner is also fine. You will get less 4 stars, but you have a higher chance to get them. And you know, if you feel like, hey, I can get them before 200 pulls, then it might be smarter to go with the banner itself instead of the Fantastic Recruit. But I tried it last time and it didn't go well, so I recommend going with the auto banner. But now let's talk about the units. And since Aqua, surprisingly, is the more interesting unit in my book, I'm going to start talking about Forbidden Kazuma. First things first, passive trait, 6% up to 11% if the enemy has a debuff like Rash Red. Should be pretty consistently up, so really good to have that. Normal wind physical attack, typical for Forbidden units, so also great to have. And now we come to his skills that are actually pretty good without even considering his ulti. So let's start with the first skill, and I want to start with that one here. Cyclone Pierce Plus deals 185 wind physical damage to a random enemy 2 times, so almost 400% damage, and a minor boost to wind damage for our allies for 12 seconds on a 23-second cooldown. Good damage, buffs the team, great to have, we like that. Cooldown is a little bit long, but it's somewhat lowered by the second skill, which is Cyclone Slash Plus. Deals 146 wind physical damage to a random enemy 2 times, and a moderate, so 6 seconds, reduction of skill cooldown to all allies. So again, this skill itself only has a 15-second cooldown. It also, of course, lowers that skill cooldown to only 17 seconds. And the moment we have a bit more CDR in the team, it's usable. I mean, in theory, you need another 6 seconds to have the most optimal timing, but even with 4 seconds, it's like a 1 second downtime. Not great, but we can work with it, right? So, how does it synergize with his ulti, and what exactly is his ulti? And his ulti is really cool, it looks really cool, and it even has a really cool name, Forbidden Chinchamaru. And with that, can I say I'm kind of surprised that we only now get actually an ulti for Kazuma, where he uses his sword? I mean, first ulti is magic, then we have the bow skill. Now this is the first ulti where he actually uses his sword. So really cool that we actually have 3 different ultis for all types of weapons Kazuma uses. I like that. But let's talk more about the skill itself. He deals 306 wind physical critical damage to one enemy, so yes, guaranteed critical hit, and moderate boost to physical attack for all allies, so tier 2, and minor tier 1 boost to critical chance 14 seconds, both buffs. Pretty similar to Forbidden Chris, but now for wind teams, which is really good, especially if you consider that unlike Forbidden Chris, he has 2 2-time skills, so he has 4 chances with 2 skills to critical hit, and he's a lucky unit similar to Chris, so expect lots of crits from him. And of course from his team as well, which is really cool, especially since you can combine him with Fast Chris, which also has a really high crit chance, so even more chances to crit while the ulti's up. And also, speaking from experience, it is reasonable to have an almost 100% uptime with the ulti. It's not fully 100%, but keep in mind, if you use your forbidden ulti while the forbidden buffs are up, the forbidden buffs will not count towards your ulti damage. So, you know, your ulti running out when you have your ulti ready is totally fine. You can then wait for 2 turns, use your ulti again, with that have pretty much a whole uptime for a skill. Maybe other units will use a basic or a skill without it, but all in all, it's almost 100% uptime with that. Lots of fun to use. But now, let's get over to my dear gorgeous darling Aqua. Before that, just again, artwork, gorgeous, love it. The castle in the background that we see from Forbidden Aqua, the moon we saw from Forbidden Megumi, like, it ties the other Forbidden characters kinda in, and I love that. It's really cool looking. So, yeah, I love it, I love it. But of course, Aqua is the big one here for me. First up, the artwork itself might not be that cool, but there is the Maid Leah welfare unit where you can see Aqua doing a cat pose, and I have an image of Aqua with edited cat ears on it, and I love it. It's peak. Well, let's talk about her kit real quick. First up, passive trait, 6% physical attack, nothing crazy. Normal physical, basic, nothing crazy. But the 2 skills are the big one, because not sure if both of them are something new, but at least one of them is something new, and the other one, even if it's not something new, is still really cool, but might still be something new. So I want to talk about both of these in details. And with that, we're starting off with the second skill, which is Cyclone Attack Plus. It deals 147 wind physical damage, up to 194 when HP is above 70%, and a significant boost to damage taken from elemental weaknesses to one enemy for 12 seconds. So again, it's significant boost. It's not a minor, it's not made a moderate, it's a significant. So yes, this is a tier 3 rash red. Tier 3 rash red. On a 12-second cooldown, duration with a 17-second cooldown, so even with just Forbidden Kazuma, you have 100% uptime on that, which is amazing, amazing. So this is our first tier 3 rash red. Great. Second skill is this one, and I also want to talk about it in details here. It's Tornado Attack Plus. It deals 198 wind physical damage to one enemy and can attack up to 4 times to attack a random enemy when having more than 3 buffs, and a minor boost to physical attack for all allies for 12 seconds EX. I want to break it down with saying, first up, the description is a bit wrong. I'm pretty sure it's having 3 or more buffs that you need for it to trigger, so not more than 3 buffs, but 3 or more buffs. So bad on Sensei's end, but whatever, we don't care about it. But let's break down. First, talk about the second half. When you use the skill, you apply a physical EX buff to your team for 12 seconds. So, just to recap, if you run a team with Kazuma, Aqua, and let's say Fescris, you get a tier 3 physical attack boost from Fescris ulti, you get a tier 2 attack boost from Kazuma's Forbidden ulti, and you get a tier 1 EX boost from Aqua. So we have a lot of boosts to that, but let's talk about the second skill, which might be new, which might already exist. Sorry, I'm a bit out of the game for the last month because I took a break. But if it's not in the game yet, let me explain it fully to you. If you already know what it does, you can skip ahead, I don't care. But that pretty much means if Aqua has 3 or more buffs on herself, and that counts every buff, so it counts her own physical attack buff, it can count speed buff, it can count physical and magical attack buff. The forbidden buffs can also count. Like, the moment she has 3 icons that buffs her above her head, this will trigger. And what it means, instead of hitting 1 time, you hit the enemy 4 times. It is random, so in an AoE scenario, it can hit all 4 enemies once. But if it's just 1 mob, of course, it will hit the same mob 4 times. And with that, you almost, not exactly, but like, you almost have an 800 damage skill. Not only that, as I said before, Forbidden Kazuma gives you a higher crit rate. So that means you have 4 hits, all of them almost dealing 200% damage, with a lot of buffs that have a good chance to crit. This is insane. The damage here is insane. This team is freaking insane. Sorry for saying it, but it is so much fun to play this team, so I highly, highly recommend checking out next week's arena when we have the wind arena, because God, is this team fun to play. It can be a little bit hard to play around the up timings of the buffs. So, I'm not sure if we'll make arena guide, but I think there should still be my JP arena run where I used her or this team to show off a good rotation. It's a bit harder. There are other rotations which are a bit easier, but of course less rewarding in points. So, you know, try it out. Worst case, look it up. Maybe I will actually drop the script and record an arena run for next week because it's so much fun. And I will try to do it. I will try to play it. So stay tuned for that or check out the old video, whatever. But I can just recommend it. It's the end of the game. We get one last banger banner before the game is ending. And I think especially this banner deserves you to go out of your way, build the characters, do the Fame Quest grind. We have so much stamina. We are having a new login campaign that gives us a lot of quartz and stamina and other stuff. Even character shots, so you can have your max Kazuma, Aqua, Chris for the next arena. And just go ham. Like, nothing stopping you. Sure, it might take a bit of time to do the grinding, but it will be worth it. It will be a lot of fun. So I highly, highly recommend doing it. Okay, with that out of the way, the banner guide is done, and I just want to talk real quick about some upcoming stuff. First and foremost, if you haven't seen it already, I'm currently trying to record all of the story of Konosuba Fantastic Days, global and JP version, and with JP version I mean that stuff that will be gone from the offline version. There will be a new video coming up where I'll talk about the offline version again, what to expect, what is coming. We know it for a while, I just never got to make a video, so it's coming now this month. Might be even more relevant now than before. But all the information will be in there. But since global version is not getting an offline version, I'm already telling you that, at least so far as we know. I try to record the main story, I try to record the event stories, the character stories, pretty much everything I can record. There are already channels out there who do stuff like that, so check them out, especially for the event stories, because I'm not sure if I will get through everything. Just for context, each story chapter, so 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 etc, takes roughly 45 minutes to watch alone. And I will make YouTube videos of everything I've recorded, they will come, don't worry. But like, if you watch the stream, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to record everything. So I'm already happy if I can record the main story. I'm already happy if I can record the stuff that will be gone from the offline version in the JP version. That's like the core thing for me. And then afterwards I will do characters, and last but not least the event stories, because I know event stories are mostly documented from other channels. So sorry if I cannot fully record it, but I will try my best to record everything. But priority will be main story global, limited stuff in JP, character stories in global, and then events, whatever I can record. I'm also not sure if I have every event, so maybe 1 or 2 are missing. Again, I got the account after a while from a friend, and he took a break from the game, so there might be 1 or 2 events missing, not sure, but I try to record everything that I can. So if you want to watch me do it live, feel free to join the live streams on Twitch and YouTube. In the future also maybe on TikTok, YouTube Shorts and Twitter. We'll see how it goes. Stream Elements did an update for that, so curious to see how it goes. But yeah, expect more streams right now and YouTube videos, because I will be busy recording that. Also, of course, other games have stuff that runs out. I'm still trying to get Mavika's weapon in Genshin. I need to do the Aqua Quest and stuff like that. So, you know, if you're curious about these and the other games I play, please like, subscribe, would be greatly appreciated. Again, there will be a new video coming, probably tomorrow, where I will talk about the offline version, what to expect in the game to come for global and JP in the remaining 2.5 weeks we have right now, or like 2 weeks now. So, you know, if you're curious about that, how you can get the offline version, if you should download the JP version right now or later, all that stuff, make sure to check out the upcoming video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Thank you for following this journey all along. Hope I see you in the next live stream or the next YouTube video. And all I have to say is thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the upcoming live streams and videos. Until then, guys, bye bye.